Because understand, my brother, this is the people's revolution. Talking about a political revolution, it's awesome that people are registering themselves. It's remarkable and incredible and super exciting to see you coming here and making sure that you are registering because you can participate. But you got to bring people with you. That's what makes it a revolution. Is that you're not just going, hey, okay, I participated in, because what you're voting for, I think, especially if you're voting for Bernie Sanders, but what you're voting for in this election is for other people. It's not just for you. You're voting for each other. And so you're voting for your future. So you got to make sure that you're also bringing people on board with you. Because the reality is, only about like 30% of people in this country vote at all. And that's for all of the parties combined. And that means there's a very small minority of people who are making choices about your future. And you got to make sure that not just your one vote, but the votes of your friends, your family, your community, your neighbors, strangers and friends alike, that they're also showing up with you on June 7th and getting that awesome sticker. Because as much as it's going to be great to get a selfie here today, the most important thing you can be taking a selfie with is on June 7th with a sticker that says, I voted. And there's a Sanders! It's his birthday. He gets There's a website you can go to. Tell your friends who have not registered yet. It's very easy. Remember this. It's registertovote.ca.gov. Registertovote.ca.gov. Send them there and they can register. It'll take a minute and a half. And register Democrat to vote for Bernie Sanders! And then you can also go to lavote.net and make sure to check what your registration is. 500,000 people in California accidentally registered for the American Independent Party, which is a very conservative party. And a lot of folks, which is a viable party, but a lot of folks did so thinking that they were registering to vote independent. No. You will not be able to participate, or those people that you might well know will not be able to participate in this primary because it is a closed primary. Semi-closed, right? So you can vote if you're non-party affiliated, you can vote if you're Democrat, you can vote if you're Republican in this primary. But you want to make sure to reach out to folks. There are a lot of people who think they're already registered.
They're not able to.
Huh? You're a registered Republican?
No, if you're a registered Republican, you can't vote for Bernie. There are a lot of things, right? So just make sure you're going to lavote.net and checking what your actual party affiliation is. We've seen across the states also there's been a lot of problems where people have been purged, where people have had their affiliation changed. So again, check and make sure. And if you are voting, make sure to ask for a paper ballot. You can ask for that and demand that. Your vote should be counted. Provisional ballot.
Yeah, if you are
not the best, make sure to put your feet down. If they don't have it, but like really dig your feet in and make sure you get that paper ballot vote. Understand what's at stake here. When we're talking about education for all, we're talking about taking care of each other. When we're talking about universal health care, we're talking about taking care of each other, right? When we're talking about love versus war, we're talking about taking care of each other. When we're talking about going against this policy of regime change as our policy of going off, and that's how we interact with countries outside of us, we're saying no. We're saying no to fracking. We're saying we're taking care of each other. But understand the pharmaceutical companies, private prison industrial complex that's connected to deportation centers, detention centers, people who profit over war. These are people who are profiting over misery, right? And they're profiting off of suffering. And they do not want your vote to interrupt their profits. So don't get it twisted. It is incredibly naive to believe that people who are making money in those unseemly ways will stop at tampering with an election. That's where they would draw the line, because what's at stake here is people versus profit. And with the passage of Citizens United and the talk of passing deals such as the TPP deal, you are seeing in very clear conversation that there is a very strong push to undermine the people and to uphold profit above them, to the point where countries can be sued if their profit is being interrupted. That is the kind of systems that are being put into place. So you guys showing up here is so exciting to me because you have been told that it doesn't even matter. Bernie should have already dropped out of the race, and your vote, you didn't even need to vote, let alone do we want it or care about it, except for when they're talking about party unity, of course. Thank you so much for saying no. My voice counts, and I get to vote for Bernie twice. And in the general election. But make sure that you make it your business to get at least 5 other people registered, and that you make it your business that they actually show up to vote.
And the deadline is May 23rd. You have to register to vote by May 23rd.
And or change party affiliation by May 23rd. This is super serious. I know people vote all the time. There's more votes for American Idol than there is for our general election. And the thing that they don't get, and what I keep talking about, what this political revolution is so different than anything we've ever seen before, is that your generation, this generation, is used to options. This idea that you only have 2 people to vote for and 2 parties to choose from is beta. That is so obsolete. What are you talking about? I'm used to going online and seeing I can get it in every single size, shape, and color. I can get it from different parts of the world in different languages. I can go not just even look up a restaurant that I want to go to, but I can go on something like Grubhub and pick up 20,000 different restaurants that I can choose from. We are the generation that goes, I want to Yelp the government. Yelp the hell out of the government because it is not working, and we need to upgrade the system, and it is not going to be done incrementally. It needs to be done swiftly and urgently and strongly. And you get to write the platform, because if Bernie Sanders becomes president, he's your president.
Yes.
Not super PACs, not lobbyists, not big oil, none of it. It's because of you. The grassroots would get into the White House.
Yes.
That is historic, and it is worth fighting for. So thank you so much for being here. Team Warriors, you are leaders. This is not about following someone. This is about leading with him, because he's going to invite you to the White House with him and say, let's get to work. So let's get ready to work. Make sure that you should be like, we're on campus right now. Are you registered? Get your bouquet down here. And let's fill out some paperwork. It takes 1 minute, and it can change all of our lives.
So who's not registered? Is there anybody not registered?
You get to come.
Open up the circle. Bring them in. You guys get front row.